Hello, YouTube. Welcome back to some more Oxygen Not Included. This is the Ravaging upgrade. We're playing on the most difficult settings on every setting. This is Ravaging Hunger, where every duplicant needs 3,000 calories per cycle. 3,000 kcal per cycle. So triple the normal amount. Pretty dang hard to deal with, but well, as you can see, we got a lot of people starving even though we got food. I don't know why that's happening, but it is. Let's go ahead and turn off, oops, not that. Let's turn off frost buns because we don't want to really waste that because our morale is, holy, 21. Come on, Mima, you don't need that much. All right, so lately we've had a problem with our immune systems, although that has been cleared up. People were actually at 0% at one point because nobody was operating this apothecary, but that's been resolved. I don't know why they weren't operating. They just suddenly started using it. I'm not really sure why. The priority was 9 the whole time, so not 100% sure what was going on with that, but I'm happy that it's resolved. Looking to get some Atmo suits set up, and we're going to put them up here. We've got one airlock here. We're going to put another airlock over here. Well, more like a gas lock, I guess, is what it's called. But yeah, I don't really use these much, so I figured I'd try them out, see how well they work. Normally I do liquid locks, but so far it's been working pretty well. You just put carbon dioxide here in the bottom, and since it's heavier than everything else, no gas will sink under it, and therefore nothing will flow in. So we're going to put one over here, we're going to put one over here, and then we're going to fill the chamber with chlorine to kind of purify everything that comes in or out of my base. So the current issue that we're having is oxygen. Now, it's not too bad right now. I mean, it's not great, but it's not like horrible. But the problem is I don't have much algae, and I don't have, the only water I have going to my electrolyzer is the overflow from my lavatories, which isn't much. So we're having a problem creating enough oxygen to really set the Atmo suits up and kind of flood my base with it, which is what I want. And we don't have a lot of water. We've got one steam vent over here and another one I discovered down here. So, but what I've been doing is kind of searching the map for better water, and basically going to the cold biomes is the best bet, because if you get a cool slush geyser, those things produce so much water, it's kind of insane. But I got unlucky in both this one and the one above. But we did get a thermonullifier, that's nice. This one over here is not fully revealed yet, so we'll see. And then there we got one more up here that's not fully revealed, but not too hopeful. It looks like we're going into some slime and stuff, so probably not going to have one up there. So right now my only water is coming from my two cool steam vents. And we could potentially get water out of the oil as well, because we do have an oil reservoir. But the problem is that it's coming out at 300 degrees here. So I'd have to cool it down, which I might end up doing. I'm starting to kind of build a cooling chamber here. But geez, I mean, it would solve my power problem as well. Not that I really have a power problem, but my coal is dwindling. And since I don't have water going to my electrolyzer, I'm not producing hydrogen power. So coal is pretty much all we're running on right now. I don't have a lot of that either, and you can see I've kind of dug up a lot of coal in areas as well. We've got a little patches here and there, but eventually we're gonna have problems with power. So I'm thinking if I can cool this oil down to a point where I can pump it, and I can start making petroleum, start using petroleum generators for the power, and start getting polluted water out of them as well. And that'll help me a little bit with the water situation, and in turn help me with the oxygen. Now, we did reveal so many cold biomes that we've got quite a bit of sleet wheat, and I've set a second stove up here for frost buns. As you can see, we've got tons of frost buns. I don't necessarily want to eat them right now because they're the higher morale food, and I want to save it for when I actually need that morale. But I may end up just abandoning the bristle blossom farm and putting like 100% of my farming efforts into just harvesting all the sleet wheat. We do still have the millwood around because I ran out of fertilizer, so my plan to sustain off bristle blossoms was no more. And I can't make fertilizer because it takes water, so I obviously don't have a lot of water. so I can't really be wasting it. So that's my current issue. One thing I'm considering here for oxygen is this guy right here, the Oxalite Refinery. However, I do need plastic to make it, so I don't think I'm going to be getting plastic up anytime soon. Maybe if we get this cooling loop going, then we can try the Oxalite Refinery, see how well that does for oxygen production, but we still have a water issue, even if that's the case. You know, 2 coal steam vents is nice, but it does not produce a lot of water. It just does not. And the only reason there's like quite a bit in here is because I haven't been using it. As soon as I hook this up to the electrolyzer, which I've got prepped right here, I don't want to open this door and let a bunch of steam out and heat into my base and things, because then I'll start having trouble. So I'm just going to wait for it to go dormant. But once I start pumping into that electrolyzer, this water is just going to get sucked down. Like that, just like that. It's going to sound like that and everything. Do have another gas lock over here. They seem to be working pretty well, but I haven't... it's not like a high pressure on the side and anything, so I can't really test if it'll like push the carbon dioxide out. I don't think it will, though. So yeah, plans for the future are probably going to be getting a cooling loop set up. But I do want to reveal this cold biome and the rest of this one up here just to see. Maybe I get lucky, you know. Maybe there's a cool slush geyser tucked away in there somewhere. But if not, we possibly abandon the bristle blossoms. We abandon the bristle blossoms, start primarily feeding ourselves on slate wheat. And look towards just using the water that we do have for oxygen, just from the 2 steam vents, because I'm thinking that both of these vents together might be enough to produce enough oxygen. For 5 dupes, that's probably plenty, but I don't know if I bring in more dupes, it might be a problem. I don't know. We'll see. Only time will tell. We do want to get the Atmos suit chamber set up here, but we got to solve our oxygen problem before we can do that. Yeah, got to solve the oxygen problem before we can even step into that. So that's what we're going to look forward to. Probably going to look forward to getting this oil set up and the cooling loop, because that's honestly, I think, my best bet. It's gonna give me power, it's gonna give me water, and it's gonna give me potentially oxygen with the Oxalite Refinery, because I'll be able to make plastic. But that's where we're going. There really hasn't been too much change, aside from just like a bunch of bad things happening. I haven't really progressed my base much. It's kind of gotten a little bit bigger, but the technologies really haven't gotten like improved. I don't got any automation going on or anything like that, or any shipping going on, which would be nice to have like an automated storage system. Would be pretty cool. What are you out of? You're not out of water. You have water right here. Okay. Well, that means that time is up for this episode. Well, really not a lot to talk about, just a few changes, but I do appreciate the views, so thank you for watching. If you like the video, hit that thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.